Hi, I'm Seth Trey. I think I'd make a great next top engineer. I live in this castle. I eat almost all of my meals in this dining room. You know, I like to climb stuff. I also like getting down. I often spend an excessive amount of time in this building. But most of the time I've spent here, thinking of ways to improve anything else I can see. And so a lot of my time is spent in this room. At this desk. At this computer, researching how to do just that. And sometimes writing songs. But when researching doesn't cut it, I have to bring in my trash can, open the lid up, and get to work. I don't have a drill. I use this. I don't have a saw, really, except for this. The only material I can realistically work with is PVC. Sometimes I can work with frisbees. Like this one. This is a radio-controlled frisbee that I invented. The idea is, there's weights on the bottom, which you can see are the batteries for the motor on the top. Retracting the weights would decrease the moment of inertia of the frisbee, which would increase the rotational velocity, making it more stable and more apt to go in the same direction. You could effectively control how the frisbee decided to fall. Hi, I'm Seth Trey. I'm an aerospace engineering student at Purdue University, currently a junior, which means I got one more year left, which is awesome. And I have always been an inventor. I've been thinking up ideas, things I wanted to do, things I wish existed but didn't. Ever since I was a little boy, I remember one time I thought it would be cool to have a pedal-powered helicopter. So then I had a trash can in the basement and I was like belt sanding rotor blades out of 1x4s. Didn't end up flying, of course, but that kind of thing. And I think that's kind of why I've always pursued it. It's in my blood somehow. I'm a creator, I guess. I make crocheted hats. I knit and weld, kinds of drills, lathes, presses, mills. I use 3D printers. My experience with engineering has mostly come from, working with my dad to some extent. He was in construction, he was a general contractor, and so I would always go and help him build houses. So that's, in a way, that's kind of how I learned to use the tools and things I had at my disposal. My own experimentation in his shop, which was really more of a storage shed for all of his tools. A lot of my experience in engineering comes from my rotations as a co-op at NASA Dryden, where I was designing mechanical parts. My first rotation, I designed a lifting bracket, which bolts onto the top of a Predator drone when it's fully laden, so that they can lift it in the air and do inertia swings. Cool. Okay. I designed an experiment whereby they could test this algorithm that they have, which can transform continuous strain data, which they're getting with fiber optic cables just laid down a wing now, into the shape of the wing. When I'm working on a problem, especially designing something, I will focus on it forever. I will not stop to eat. It's probably a problem. My friends would describe me as
a king of a man.
Very odd. I think of things in different ways. One of my favorite things to hear from anybody, I hear this when I lead Bible studies sometimes, I hear this when I just talk to people. I like to hear, I never thought of it that way. And that really kind of motivates me, is finding new ways to think about things, which I think is what a great inventor is. I suppose I'm competitive. I like to succeed, I'd say, more than I like to win. I like to work with people. I have this problem of being friendly to my competitors. Love your enemies, they say. And I like to help people. If they ask me for help, then yeah, sure, I'll help them. I really want to succeed on my own stuff, but part of that I think is helping other people, and I really don't like to compromise that. I want to be on Top Engineer because I just think it would be really fun. I don't run really prestige, although I think that it would probably be a good way to start off a career as a designer. I don't want, necessarily to beat people. I don't want necessarily prize money. I don't even really know if there is that. But I think that it would be tons of fun. I think it would be something that I could look back on as having learned a lot from, and something that I could, kind of point to and say, well, this is something I've done, and this is, what I really enjoyed. So make me memorable and unique. I don't know.
Well, I play violin and bass in a band called Beyond Normal C, which we formed for this talent competition here, and we won it, the Purdue-wide talent competition. We're continuing now. I actually co-wrote the second song. Songwriting, I guess, is one thing that makes me original and unique. I really, really enjoy it. My dad was a songwriter. He's always been a songwriter. And I follow in his footsteps, I guess. It's my best way I have to express myself, and I suppose that's fairly unique, isn't it?
So that's me. I love to create. I love to make things that are new and have never existed before. So, hope you consider me for tap engineer, and I hope you have a nice day.